Hi. So in a previous video, we looked at creating a legend that could be used to interpret how the symbols on your fire alarm drawing can be read by someone. So again, to remind ourselves, we zoom in, we have that, for example, this symbol here means something, and if you're not sure, we can scroll down to our legend and it then explains right, and that is in this case, a smoke detector and a voice signal sounder combined. All right. So for each of those symbols, we can work out what they are. But what you'll probably also notice is that this drawing has them color coded. So it has red for fire alarm devices and blue for security services. And you can create your own color code as required. Now, what we should try and do then is if we look at Revit, and I'll go to this drawing here. So looking at the whole drawing, I'm going to use the view option, so VV, and I'm going to hide my CAD drawing for the moment to help explain this point. So you can see here's the basic drawing with all the walls and doors and windows, but also the devices I've included. So this room is specifically where we have our call points at these exits and entrances, and then there's an array of smoke detectors wherever they're required. But it doesn't stand out very clearly that these are fire alarm devices. So again, we can help with that. If we go to our view options, so VV, we can apply a filter to certain devices. So we'll see here at default that there's one for general power and general lighting, but we can create a new filter with this option down here, new. Let's call it fire alarm. We'll see it shows up here under the rule-based filters. We can make it an electrical one, which makes sense because we're working with fire alarm devices. And if we scroll down for the list of things to be included in it, I'm going to select fire alarm and fire protection for this. And we can apply that filter. Now back in our view options, if we go to add, we can add a fire alarm filter. It shows up here now. If we select it, then there's a number of different options we can include to actually override the default views of those devices. So one that's very useful here would be the lines. So if we go override color, right, select red for fire alarm, and okay. If you keep an eye on the drawing here on the left, or my fire alarm devices are here, after I click apply, they all get updated to automatically view as red. This is quite useful because then if we include it on a drawing, they too update automatically over here because that's what is taking the view for our sheet. And now it's much easier to identify that they are red as well. Again, as we edit these views, it updates automatically in the sheet. So with that in mind, we can also change the weighting of these lines if needed, although this might make it harder to interpret on the drawing. Wasn't a major change there, we'll just double check that. Might not be required for this one. But okay, the main thing is that we now have the option to change the color of certain devices, make it easier to interpret on our own drawings. Okay, thank you.